What's up, y'all? It's popping. It's D. So I'm about to react to this vid by Chronicle Speaks. It's titled "KeKe Palmer's Court Documents Reveal Crazy Truth About Her Life with Ex Darius Jackson." So I have already saw the photos of KeKe getting attacked by this man. I've already saw the mama coming out talking about it. I already know what's going on. So I'm not going to react to impressive video about it because I skimmed through it and it seems like she's just covering the very basics. And I'm sure a lot of you have already got the basics as well. But I want to watch this vid because apparently we're getting the specific tea about what was going on in their relationship. So these are the official court documents where KeKe detailed exactly what the ex was doing. So this is what I want to know about because I already know about the basics. If you aren't aware of the basics, basically KeKe Palmer was getting abused by her ex. He attacked her in her house. Photos have been revealed. The mama came out basically confirming that the ex was abusive. His brother came out, Sharonis, whatever his name is, came out talking shit about KeKe, saying she was abusive or whatever the case. So those are the basics. You can literally even go on Shade Room and take a quick 30 seconds to even go through and see what's going on. Anyway, I want to get the deets of their relationship. So that's what we're about to get in this vid. So let's check it out.
Restraining order that includes custody orders because, again, they do have a son together. So she and the respondent, Darius Jackson, were previously in a dating relationship which started in June of 2021 and finally ended for good in or around October of this year, 2023, primarily due to the physical and emotional abuse inflicted on KeKe by Darius throughout their relationship, which is detailed further herein and will be further testified to at the time of trial. They are the parents of an 8-month-old boy, Leotis and Drelton Jackson, born February 25, 2023, also known as Leo. She said, "It is because of our son Leo that I was finally able to end my relationship with Darius once and for all and escape the abuse. Leo is the most important thing in the entire world to me. He needs and deserves to be safe and grow up in an environment free from violence." Now let's get into this most recent act of violence that happened this past Sunday on November 5th. She said, "Darius trespassed into my home, physically attacked me, knocked me over my couch, and pinned me down and stole my phone after I threatened to call the police. This was all caught on home surveillance video."
Oh, so this is from
Unfortunately,
the
ending my relationship with Darius has not ended his abuse. If anything, he is even more unhinged, volatile, and dangerous to both me and our son. This past Sunday, November 5th, 2023, Darius trespassed into my home uninvited without my knowledge or consent and physically attacked me. Shortly before 11:05 a.m., I was in my home talking on the phone with my mother when I was startled to suddenly see Darius burst through my bedroom door. We do not live together and I did not invite him into my home. When he entered my bedroom, he was filming me with his iPhone and said, "I heard all I needed to hear." He demanded to see Leo. I asked him to leave. He acted as though he was leaving, so I followed him downstairs to ensure that was occurring. However, instead of leaving, Darius sat down in a chair in my living room. After continuing to try to convince him to leave, I moved around behind the chair to put some distance and furniture between us, as I was barely dressed and afraid of him. Darius kept repeating that he was there to take Leo, an 8-month-old baby who was being breastfed, to a football game. I explained that I did not agree that Leo should go to a football game and that we had no confirmed agreement or plan that he do so, and that Leo was not even at home. My sister L'Oreal had taken him to her former husband Frank's house to spend time with family. I asked Darius again to leave. My mother was telling him through the phone that he was trespassing, and I told him again that if he did not leave, I was going to call the police. I tried to remain calm, but I was again asking him to leave. He stood up from the chair, walked towards me, and made sure there was no furniture between us. He was yelling, leaning into me, getting into my face. At that point, he lunged at me, grabbing at my neck and face, knocking me backwards over the couch, stole my phone out of my hands, and ran out of the house. This was all captured by my home security camera, which will be played in court at the time of the hearing. True and correct copies of screenshots from the video are marked as Exhibit A. After Darius ran out of my house, he hurried into his car and attempted to drive away. I had blocked his exit with the recycling and garbage cans to keep him from driving away with my phone, and he nearly hit me with his car. It was only when my sister came out and there was another witness that Darius indicated he had thrown my phone into the bushes further back in the cul-de-sac and got out of the car to retrieve my phone. This was also captured on the exterior security cameras at my home and will be played for the court at the time of the trial. Both my mother, Sharon Palmer, and my sister, Laurencia Palmer, who was upstairs in my home and came running down to help me after she heard me screaming, can provide corroborating testimony as to this event. The police were called and arrived before Darius left. After interviewing me, my sister, and Darius, they made him him leave and warned him not to come back. They also encouraged me to file a domestic violence restraining order. I have requested a copy of the full police report, but do not have it as of the time of this filing. A true and correct copy of the police report will be provided to the court at the time of trial. Now, as for the previous abuse on February 13, 2022, Darius choked me and body slammed me onto the stairs in my home after becoming violently jealous and irrationally angry over a bikini pic. This was also caught on home surveillance video. The incident this past Sunday was not the first or even second time Darius was physically abusive with me. It has happened multiple times throughout our relationship. Another time when it was caught on my home security camera was February 13, 2022 at around 6:30 a.m. The night before, Darius became enraged because I shared a bikini photo of my workout results while we were attending a friend's party, except that I did not share the photo with anyone but him. I simply showed it to him on my phone as I was proud of what I had accomplished. On the drive home, I was worried that we would get into an accident because of how angry he was. Darius spent the rest of the night yelling at me, not letting me sleep so he could keep yelling at me. In the bedroom, he slammed me on the floor and slapped my head from side to side. The next morning, he was standing at the bottom of the stairs near the front door, screaming at me as I was coming down the stairs. When I was almost at the bottom of the stairs, he grabbed me around my neck and body slammed me back onto the stairs. Again, this was captured by my home security system, and full video will be played for the court at the time of the hearing. True and correct copies of screenshots from the video showing him grabbing me around my throat and body slamming me down onto the stairs are attached here too and marked as Exhibit B. The abuse during our relationship was not just physical but emotional and manipulative. Darius would love bomb me and make me feel like I was the most important woman in the world, only to get extremely distant and cold over a perceived insult to him. If we were at a party or event and I spoke with one person too long or looked at someone a certain way, he would storm off in a rage, telling me I was a slut and a whore, accused me of cheating on him, and that I did not love him. Darius had a way of gaslighting me to make me feel like I was doing something wrong, even though I wasn't. Darius also physically destroyed things that were important to punish me. For example, Darius not only read my private journals without my consent, he then destroyed them. I had been keeping these journals since I was 12 years old. They were irreplaceable. One evening, on or around April 21st, 2022, Darius and I were in Santa Barbara. We went out to eat at a ramen restaurant, and Darius became convinced.
These dates are concerning.
That I was flirting with a girl at the restaurant. I denied it. I tried to soothe him and suggested we leave, but he became more and more angry on our way back to the hotel and demanded we leave to head back to Los Angeles. We got back in the hotel and Darius still insisted on leaving, so I packed my bags. We had taken separate cars to Santa Barbara, so we were leaving separately. When I was getting into my car, Darius grabbed my prescription eyeglasses away from me, threw them on the ground, and stomped on them. He then opened my bag, threw all my belongings into the pavement in the rain, and threw my car keys across the parking lot before he got into his own car and drove off. I had to put my glasses back together as best I could so I could see to drive, pick up my now wet and dirty clothes and other belongings, and rummage in the bushes across the parking lot to find my keys before I could leave. Our relationship continued to be tumultuous even after my son was born. The ongoing abuse was witnessed by my friends and family, including but not limited to my mother, Sharon Palmer, my father, Larry Palmer, my sisters, L'Oreal and Laurencia Palmer, and my friend, Lenoria Addison and Chelsea Sanders. Darius and I attempted couples therapy, and for a time, things would get better. But then they would go bad again. So much of Darius' abuse towards me throughout our relationship was based on his insecurity and jealousy that I became extremely concerned when Darius started to express jealousy about the time I was spending with our son. Darius said very disturbing things to me that caused me to fear for our son's safety with him, including how he understood why male animals in the wild want to eat their children, and a man's love for his child is based on if he loves the woman. Given Darius's uncontrollable violent outbursts in the past whenever he became angry, I became seriously concerned he would hurt our son, even if it was just to hurt me. Darius has gotten into the appalling habit of when he is angry at me, saying disgusting things to our son. Darius will be holding our 8-month-old son and saying to him, "Your mama is a whore, a cunt, a liar. No one wants her." I know Leo is still too young to understand these words, but the fact that Darius would speak such foul language at a baby is very concerning to me. On September 26, 2023, I was concerned for Leo's safety after Darius became very frustrated with him when Leo was crying while Darius changed his diaper. Darius started getting rough with Leo physically, and I stepped in to make sure he would not hurt him. Darius was getting angry, and it almost became a tug of war with Leo. Darius finally let go, and Leo was not harmed, but I was holding Leo, trying to comfort him and finish changing his diaper. Darius hit me in the head before storming out the room. I am making this request for protective orders without providing notice to Darius. I am afraid for my safety and the safety of our child, given Darius's erratic, unpredictable, and abusive behavior, including entering my house without my knowledge or permission and physically accosting me. I am fearful of what retaliatory actions Darius may take against me, including harming or taking our son away if I give him notice of my request for protection. I am asking the court order a domestic violence restraining order, including custody orders protecting me and our son Leo from further harm. Now, because of her statement and pictures that she's included, the judge did indeed grant her order of protection. Now, during this order of protection, he cannot possess any handguns. He cannot be around KeKe Palmer or their baby. He has to stay at least 300 feet away from her and the baby, and Darius has been specifically restrained from harassing KeKe by publicly commenting about her, her family, or her son online. Before the pictures were released, Darius' brother, pictured here on the right, Saronis Jackson, made a post and delete saying the following: "The most disgusting, vile, abusive, manipulative person I have ever seen in my entire life. Abuses almost everyone. Y'all will see. Just send positive energy to the babies. Any child in the middle of something like this does not deserve it at all. Wow, so damn sad." KeKe's mother, Sharon, did not appreciate Saronis jumping into this fight, so she had the following to say to him.
Look, I've never done anything like this. I've been in this business for 22 years. I've seen a lot of stuff, but this is I can't help myself. For Sharonis Jackson to post on his Twitter the ridiculous stuff that he's posted when he knew his brother was abusive. I went to Sharonis over a year ago and told him that his brother was abusive to my daughter, and he said, well, I used to be like that too. What? So now he's posting on Twitter like he's this special guy. We know he's the biggest fuckboy in Hollywood. He's disrespectful to women, just like his little brother. He taught his brother how to be abusive. So he don't get to act like he's this special guy. No, you're a fuckboy and you're a part of the problem.
Sharonis responded by saying, quote me, "I never once said that to Sharon, not once in my life. I have never been abusive to any of the women I've ever been involved with. I'm not going to keep on with this circus, but Sharon, the world is about to hear your voice very soon. And the threats you made to my family, be well, everyone. I know it's easy to get caught up in this, but make no mistake that all of this is very sad." And the only response that Darius has given is a picture of him and his son, Leotis, on Twitter.
Sharonis is... he's a dummy, because if you have this supposed audio of the mama threatening y'all and threatening your brother, that tells us that your brother was abusive. I mean, we already see the photos. We already know there's proof that he was abusive. But what do you think that audio is going to do exactly? People are going to be like, yeah, she's threatening him and y'all because she's upset because he was attacking her daughter. But I don't understand what you're thinking that's audio is going to do. No matter what she says, people are going to be like, she's justified. She's upset because your brother is beating her daughter. Like, what?
And he said, "I love you, son. See you soon." If you've been on my channel for years, you already know how I feel about domestic violence.
This whole situation is so fucked up, and I do feel for KeKe. I really hope that she presses charges and that this man goes to jail, especially because she has definite proof. So I'm glad that she's going to court and she is moving forward with this legally so that he can, face the consequences, and I hope that he does get some actual time. But looking at the details of this situation, it upsets me. It really does. On one end, I feel for KeKe, and I do sympathize with her situation. I understand, victims of abuse, they don't operate in the most logical ways. I understand there's a lot of psychological shit going on. I get it. I don't relate to it. I don't actually understand it, but I get that it's a complex situation. So I'll say that. But on the other hand, I'm just like, why would you have a baby by a man who was like frequently abusing you? Like that makes me mad, because although I know there's extreme low self-esteem and trauma and all of that goes into a person continuing to deal with someone who's abusive, but there needs to be some level of fucking common sense. And I'm not going to act like she's not an adult with a working brain, because she is. So I still would expect her to have some amount of common sense and not have a child with someone who is abusive. Because these dates, the two of the situations that she detailed, one was in February of 2022. Another one was in April of 2022. If her baby is 8 months old, that tells me that she got pregnant after that. So what would that be? Like May or June of 2022, she got pregnant if her baby is 8 months old, right? So why would you, if you want to continue to deal with someone who's abusive, and I'm trying to tread lightly because I understand that, like I said, the situation is complex and I don't want to victim blame. But again, there needs to be some level of common sense. And it just was really upsetting seeing her say how, he was really rough with the baby as he's changing the baby's diaper. Like, that makes me so mad, because it's like, that this man is abusive, and then you choose to have a child with him and then therefore subject this child to abuse as well? Like, what the fuck? Like, this is upsetting all the way around. But I am annoyed. I'm not gonna lie. I'm annoyed that she brought a child into this abuse and toxicity. Like, this could have been prevented in so many ways. And again, I get that, victims stay with abusers. They stay for a while, whatever. There's a lot that goes into it. But I just feel for this baby. And it's just really upsetting that he has to be subjected to this bullshit. Because he did not ask to be brought into this world and ask to be in between this nonsense and be in this fucking circus, this abusive circus. So that makes me mad. I'm not gonna lie. Again, I'm not victim fucking blaming. I feel for her, like I said, and I hope that she presses charges. I hope he goes to jail. He's definitely a monster. He's terrible. All of that. But KeKe, that just makes me mad because this is a little baby, an innocent baby, and he getting rough changing the fucking baby diaper. Like, are you serious? Like, oh, this made me mad. I'm annoyed. Anyway, I hope he gets what's coming to him because this is fucked up. Y'all let me know what y'all think. Let me know what other videos you want me to watch, and I'll see y'all on the next one. Bye.